we are introducing the first multi-city opener between the Bombay Brigadiers and Kalinga Crackers over here. And we are streaming both on FB Live and YouTube. This is the first match in the multi-city franchise format that we have introduced for the first time. And here, before explaining you a set of rules, we will look at the pilots who are now from their respective sides of Bombay Brigadiers and Kalinga Crackers. So let's take a look at the captains first. The captains are Nishant.G and Dabata. So Nishant.G is from Bombay Brigadiers. He's going to captain for them, and Dabata is going to captain for the team Kalinga Crackers. Then the next ones are wingmen. These are the important players, vice captains that are going to take the charge behind the captains. We have Napster from Bombay Brigadiers and Hornet FPV from the Kalinga Krakens. And finally, we have some more faces to the names. Over here, we have the airmen, and these are also going to play some very important role in this match. This is NJ from Bombay Brigadiers and Eagle Eye FPV as airmen from Kalinga Crackers. So just to give you a little bit of background about the names over here, Kalinga, as you know or might know, is a very important historic city within which Bhubaneswar is now located, and the Krakens is they are flying dragons, mythical, dangerous creatures. So that's why the Kalinga Krakens is there. And very peaceful Bombay Brigadiers, they have named themselves that way. We have come up with a branding for each of these cities. And now let's take a look at the rules and the format of this game. So let's get to the scorecard over here, where the teams are grouped, and the teams are grouped into groups of Group A and Group B. We have Nishant FPV, the captain from Bombay Brigadiers, going with Dabata of Kalinga Krakens. Then we have Napster and Hornet, and then we have NJ and Oni FPV. There are some new names over here. Oni FPV is new. Hornet is actually a Rexy FPV. He's changed his call sign to Hornet. So each of these boys are going to be very proud today to represent their individual cities and teams, and they have worked hard to come up to this point. They have set an impressive timing for themselves on the leaderboard, based upon which they have been selected from their city teams into the championships of IDRL Season 2, Episode 1. So I hope all of you are getting excited over here, because for the first time, this is an All India City Championship that is taking place, and we have been promoting this championship for quite a good week now, and all of you are looking forward to it. We'll be having no semifinals or finals over here, but we'll be having directly 5 rounds. And these we have only two heats in between each round. So heat number one, there'll be 6 pilots that'll be going together, and heat number two, again 6 pilots will be going together. The only difference between heat one and heat two is that in heat one, the 2 pilots from each team that they are stacked against will be internally competing against each other. And in heat two, the player which scores the maximum time, that is the best time, will be taking home 1 point for his team. So that's the format that we're implementing over here. And those are the first set of players for Group A. And then let's take a look at Group B. And over at Group B, we have the remaining set of pilots as 25 milliwatts, who also qualified for Bombay Brigadiers, Schreider, Kalinga Krakens, Anand from Bombay Brigadiers, and Eagle Eye from Kalinga Krakens. Schreider, Anand, Eagle Eye, these guys are new, and congratulations to them for qualifying. And they will be setting the stage on fire like the other pilots, and we will be eager to share and see what their performance is going to be in this awesome episode 1, the opener between Bombay Brigadiers and the Kalinga Krakens. So take your sides, guys. This is Mumbai versus Bhubaneswar. And let's now turn our attention to the pit area and let's see what the action is happening over there. We have a fantastic track. You must have all been now very used to and accustomed to seeing some gorgeous tracks at IDRL Stay at Home Championships. Here we are setting a new benchmark altogether, and we are bringing you yet another fantastic track that all of you are going to enjoy, not only the pilots but the viewers also. And we have new camera angles, new ways to look at the race. So this is going to be immersive to the audience, as immersive as it is to the pilots. And viewers who are joining us right now on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you very much for joining. This is an exciting time ahead, exciting night coming for us. We had a little bit of a delay because we were setting up the players correctly so that they knew all the rules and the format of the game. And now we are all set to take on the first episode. But before we get on to the first race between the first six set of pilots for Group A, let's take a look around the track as to how beautifully that track is laid out for you. So let's switch to our third person view. Look at that. It's under the somewhere in the mountains, and it's you can take a look at it from variety of angles over here. And let's try to follow some of the pilots now and see if we can tune in to their feeds. And let's follow some of these pilots now. We can zoom into their video feeds from a third person view as well as zoom out. And look at that, all the pilots are practicing. There are some lit elements over here, some very challenging elements. The pilots are absolutely thrilled, and so am I, and so you are. We have absolutely a fun track that's coming ahead of us. Let's jump also into the FPV view of some of these pilots so that you can have a first hand view. There you go, Nishant FPV, the captain from Bombay Brigadiers. He's showing us how the track is going to play out over here, and he's going to give us a brief of the skills that he has for this track. Next, we look at Napster, also from Bombay Brigadiers. He is turning up the heat in those circular dive gates around that flag and the slaloms out there into the mountain ride that he's taking out there. And the bata now from the captain, he is of the Kalinga Krakens. The mighty Krakens are going to lead under the leadership of the bata FPV. And yet another player from the Krakens is Hornet FPV. You can see him on the screen as well. What a fantastic pilot this is going to turn out to be. This is going to be his first time competing. NJ is stalled at the moment, but Oni FPV, he is a new pilot on the scene and the arena over here, and he's already setting the stage. Looks like he is doing fantastic over here. So let's go back and pivot around some of the angles, and then let's go back to the pit area at the ground location where we'll be ready to start at any given point in time. Viewers, this is amazing. So bring along your friends and family, get your Coke and sodas and cakes and whatever you want. This is going to be the night of the season championship. Season 2 is going to start right away in any given moment in time. So captains and pilots and race manager, we are all ready. Are you guys ready? Let's give it a go at the count of less than 5. There we go. We have started with our race, and we are seeing some already hot competition here. We are following the eyes of Dabata. Dabata right now is in spot number 3. Let's take a look at the leader. As we thought, Oni FPV is already leading this track. What an amazing player this is turning out to be, because he is new into this IDRL format, and he's already setting the stage on fire. Look at that. Behind him, Nishant has just overtaken Oni FPV. This is between Oni FPV and Nishant right now, and Dabata also very close. They are between one gate of each other. Let's take a look at from the side view is how we get the the camera angles and see if we can tune into some of these pilots. Yes, we are tuning into Tabata. You look at that. Tabata is taking behind the Oni FPV at this point. Both of them are from the same team, so they are not necessarily competing against each other in this first heat. But Nishant, who is just behind of them, who is about 5 gates away. Look at that. Both these two pilots are going very synchronously against not only against each other but against the Bombay Brigadiers. Bombay Brigadiers need to ramp it up. Nishant FPV as the captain needs to lead by the example over here. We see him in the backdrop somewhere out there, but Tabata is far into the lead at this point in time. Let's see from an FPV angle what NJ and some of the other pilots are doing right now. They are diving into the gate. We have a recharge gate as well for the battery pack recharges out there. And then we have Oni FPV, who was the leader, and he fell behind. But Nishant at spot number 2 came back from behind, and Oni FPV was toppled over by Nishant at the very last moment. Unfortunate for Oni, as Napster is the person getting into this round, and Napster should also be able to complete his third lap. NJ has also completed his lap, and there is only one more player that is remaining. That is Napster. So that will end in just a few seconds when Napster completes the last gate of his lap number 3. And let's take a look at the scorecard now. It is 1 minute 39 seconds. So between Tabata and Nishant, Tabata took the win over here. So let's score that for team. Let's have the scoring in place. Tabata 1 point number 1. And then let's take a look at the other scoring over here. We have Oni and NJ. So Oni gets 1 point for his team. Oni has won over NJ, so 1 point for Oni. And then let's take a look at Napster. Napster also completed, so he gets 1 point against Hornet. Looks like Hornet was not able to complete that particular heat. So quite an interesting round over here, and we will now get back to our uh, podium over here. So pilots, whenever you're ready, please let's go. 2 minute timer has started. Before that, if all pilots are ready, let's go at the count of less than 5. So we have absolutely 2 minute timer left within which all pilots need to be ready. Between two races, we have kept exactly 2 minute timer. If all the pilots are not ready within that time, then the race will automatically start, and whoever is there on the podium at that point will be allowed to race. So that's the strict rule that we have implemented, which will keep it very challenging. And for the pilots, they'll be kept on their toes, as well as it will be very fast for our viewers. So as you can see, we are making some new changes over here. We are getting disciplined, and we are making it even more production quality in season 2. So captains of each side, give me an update. What's happening out there? Are the pilots ready? Okay, time is running out for Hornet. Time is running out for Hornet. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. So looks like we have a disconnection from one of the pilots, Hornet, of team Kalinga Krakens. So we have just 1 minute allotted for him now. He has to join the server within that 1 minute. Otherwise, we start the race without him. Okay, let's go with the second round, guys. Let's go. And there are viewers who are already complimenting and sending in their comments. We see a lot of Kalinga thumbs up out there and a lot of Kalinga supporters. So thank you, viewers, for tuning in. uh, at this fantastic Saturday night episode number one, the beginnings of a new season two production quality, season two multi city franchise based home championships. Let's go, pilots. There you go. The count of less than one. We have started now. And as you can see on the screen now for yourself, Napster out there, we are following in Napster. So let's follow the leader at this point in time. And that is going to be Nishant. And Nishant is really, really fired up right now because he was quite upset with the last round himself. But now Dabata is really claiming it from behind him as he did in the first round. So between Dabata and Nishant, who are the captains, they have to keep themselves very, very cool and composed over here if they have to get that crucial point for their respective teams. While NJ is also helping out in a very strong way, his captain Nishant, while keeping a close distance between himself and the captain. Let's look at it from a third person point of view. Look at those drones that are going in and out of those gates. And we can take a look at let's see where NJ is right now. He's diving in and out there. He's at third position. There you see the blue trail is NJ. Let's follow some of the other pilots. Oni FPV, you see in the red trail out there, is at spot number 4. He's right behind NJ at this point in time. And we will be also seeing Hornet. Hornet right now is in the last position. And it will take some time for him to settle. But Nishant FPV, he's looking absolutely gorgeous over here. We'll take a look at him as he dives through some of these other gates out here. Look at that. Look at the skill which Nishant FPV is really commanding the track over here at this point in time. He knows that he can take away the win, but he is yes, he has done it, and Tabata just fell a little second up away. Wow, few milliseconds difference between him and Tabata. Oni FPV came in third. We are looking at that final start gate. And let's look at some of the other pilots to cover it up. NJ also completed it at spot number 4. And then we have Hornet FPV and Napster. Who amongst the Hornet FPV and Napster will complete? Looks like it's going to be a close race. So if Hornet is able to come back, looks like Napster has completed first, and very well done, pilot. So let's look at the leaderboard over here at this point in time. This time it was a complete turnover. Nishant has taken the lead and he scores the 1 point crucial point for his team as the captain. Levels it up at this point in time. Then we have Oni FPV and NJ. And between them, let's see who has won. It is Oni FPV who has taken the position, if I'm not mistaken, over here, and that's Oni FPV scores 1 point for his team. Again, NJ has to be very, very careful of Oni FPV because he is looking dangerous. And between Napster and Hornet, let's take a look at what happened over there. And Napster won the seed out there with Napster scoring the point, that 1 point for his team. So fantastic runs happening over there. Boys, when you are ready, let's get ready to go right away without further delay. The 2 minute timer has started, and there are some viewers congratulating Nishant and also proud of the Bata over there. Nice round, says Nishant. Okay. So 2 minute timer should not be utilized for relaxation, guys. If you are ready, let's go. That's going to be the pace. Yes, utilization of relaxation time over here should not be done. And let's go now, pilots. We are going for it. 3D view covering up all the pilots. Look at that. Wonderful, wonderful scenes from episode number 1, season 2. What a fantastic run this has been and start this has been to our season 2, a mega multi-city franchise-based online championship for our city teams. Brigadiers versus Krakens. Mumbai versus Bhubaneswar it is. And this is turning up the heat now. Let's see between Dabata and Hornet. Oh, Hornet from his Hornet is getting behind, but Nishant has quickly covered the ground over there. Nishant now getting closer and closer to Dabata. You can see Dabata. We are following Dabata at this point in time. Let's cover it. from a different angle and see if we can get a better close-up view of these pilots out there. Yes, it is looking so dangerously close. Nishant is in the lead at this point. It can be anybody's game at this point in time. So let's zoom out a little bit and see if we can better view our angles over here. And Tabata and Oni are in the lead at this point in time. Look at those, both those two pilots are just swirling it around in this championship. The head of the head teams captains are going against each other. Nishant FPV is covering good ground. He should be back at any given point in time. If Oni FPV is able to hold on, Nishant FPV, Oni FPV is playing the wingman's role over here for Dabata right now for his captain. Really setting the guard, not allowing the captain of Brigadiers to break through the defenses that Krakens have set up for themselves. What an amazing competition! And Dabata, yes, the wingman has done the trick. Oni FPV has done the trick, held on Nishant FPV at the very last one, and only FPV sacrifices his second position for the captain. What a great person that is! And let's look at Hornet now. And wow, that was close as well. Hornet and Napster, and finally NG drilling into it, and that's the end of this round. Let's look at it now from the leaderboard spot. What's happening out there? Dabata and Nishanto. Wow, this is a turn of events now. Once again, Dabata coming back into the lead. Dabata scores 1 point. Looks like they are interchanging points at every given round, alternating between each other and between Oni and NJ. Oni took the lead, so Oni and NJ will rank 1 point for 1 point for Oni over here. Oni has again emerged on the top. NJ not able to get past his defenses out here, and Hornet and Napster. Hornet has commanded the lead over here this time around, getting over Napster. And so we have Napster at yeah, so this was one round of Napster got it. Hornet was not competing, and Hornet got it this time around. So now we are all set for round number 4. Looks like over here. Let's let's go, pilots. Whenever you are ready for round number 4. Yes, we are ready for round number 4. Just taking it a little bit easy. And yes, the 2 minute timer has now started. Round number 4. There we go. All the pilots. Okay, that was a little bit of a practice. Now we go at the count of less than 5. Round 4 coming in. Stay tuned and see what's happening out here. The Pirates have taken off over here. Tabata in the lead again, once again. Oni, his wing guard over there, following and covering good ground. Oni's job is to just keep hold of Nishan from the other team, and he's doing fantastic. But Nishan breaking in through the defenses now of Tabata and Oni, and Nishan taking it right up to the plate of one of these pilots. Nishan is being now in spot number 2, and Tabata coming in at spot number 1 to get the closeness between them. They are in other. Nishant at that turn is really dominating now because Nishant really covered ground and really made it impossible for Tabata to cover him at that crucial turn. But let's see if Tabata can gain some good ground. He's hardly 1 gate away. So these guys have some bit of positives and negatives from the track. So each of them can give away a gate or two at any stage of the lap. So it would be just very interesting to see at which point in time. There you go. Tabata is very good at that, and then Nishant is very good at that. Look at that. We kind of see a pattern now. Nishant is really good at making those curves happen, while Tabata is kind of a very fast pilot. He loves to those flows of the track. And Nishant is looking really, really good at this point in time. But Tabata is really right behind him, and there is nothing that's stopping Tabata. And the wingman Hornet is out of the job because Nishant has really broken through the defenses out here. And Nishant, as the commander in chief of the Brigadiers, he is really making it happen for them. He is at lap number 3, gate number 25 now, and Tabata at lap number 3, gate number 20. Nishan covers it up and takes the clinch for round number 4. What a win! Tabata at spot number 4. Hornet comes in out there at spot number 3, and NJ should be in for spot number 4. Wow, what a good one that was. This time NJ scores the point against Oni, so NJ should be really, really happy with himself. And finally, it drills down to Napster that the completion of him doesn't really matter. So let's take a look at the summary of this round. Nishant and Tabata, wow, again now Nishan takes the point. Look at this alternating scorecard. Nishan Dabata, whatever Dabata first one, then Nishan, then Dabata, then Nishan. Who will take the win in round number five? That will be interesting to watch. But before that, let's see Hornet and NJ took it between NJ and Oni. NJ and Oni take NJ takes 1 point from Oni over here, and obviously Hornet is the one who overjumps Napster in this case. So that's the score right now, looking good for either of the teams. It's very very close, and let's see, guys. Okay, the scoring is done. Let's go with the final round of this heat number one. Let's go with the final round, guys. The final round coming up in less than one. The pilots taking off from the start gate. Tabata, as usual, with his wingard pilot Nishant breaking through at the very first attempt over here. And he's really, really competing against the captain and his wingman out there from the Krakens, taking them head on as Tabata comes back for winning the might for the Krakens. But Tabata really little bit, oh wow, Nishant really got a little bit hit over there, and his position now should be affected for that reason. So we follow Tabata now as he loops into that dive gate and he completes the rest of this lap number two that he's in right now. As we see Nishan coming back and taking a hold and drawing it over Hornet. So Hornet is really not posing any trouble for Nishant at this point in time, but Tabata is far away. He's just two gates away. Nishan can come back at any given point in time. Let's look at the lap from this angle. It will be better to see if Nishant can. Oh, there you go. Nishant is very good at that, and Nishant has taken over the lead at this point. So we have to follow Nishant now. Look at that. Wow, what a courageous pilot this is. Nishant, he has fought back from for a few gates and he had a little bit of a damage to his quad, but he recovered from that crash and he was really a good one for Nishant. Recharging on that recharge gate. Again, he's in a commanding position. Nishant Tapata is looking close. He's just about a gate away. It's anybody's game now. This is round number five. It is so close between Nishant and Tapata. We haven't witnessed such kind of competition back to back for any given round in any of the episodes so far. This is as competitive as it gets. And Nishant is the pinch for his Brigadiers, congratulations, Brigadiers, as the round number five was Shan, the captain from Brigadiers, and only if he actually gets into position number two out there. Look at that, and Dabata coming in at third. Captain should be aware of his wingman. He's getting a little better now. And Hornets and NJ and Napster out there. So let's look at the scorecard and tally up the points for round number five. And Nishant against Tabata. Nishant wins this one and takes away that crucial point from Tabata. Tabata should be a little bit disappointed with his performance between NJ and Oni. Oni takes the charge over here. Oni scores that crucial point, and let's score it one for Oni, and then between Napster and Hornet, Hornet doubles it up consecutively. So 3 points ranked up for him. So three against two is the story for Hornet versus Napster. And now round five is over. So okay, let's take a quick short break of just 45 seconds. Guys, 45 seconds, a short break, and after 45 seconds, 2 minutes timer. No, not group. Are all the pilots from Group B available? Okay, let's go with Group B then. Okay, let's start whenever you guys are ready. So now we are going with group number B. Let's take a look at the score sheet for you guys. Until then, what happened in group number A? All of you would be keen to understand what's going on out there. So let's take a tally up of points from Group A championship so far. And let's record this now. See, look at that. Between Nishant and Tabata, Nishant clinched 3 against 2 points. Tabata scored 2 points. Nishant took three, so that was 3 against 2. And then Napster and Hornet, it was 3 against. Okay, 3 against 2. It looks like it should be, and then it was um, NG and Oni, so it is actually 4 against 1. So some kind of a little bit of an error in the score sheet. So finally, it is 3-2 Nishant Tabata, and after Hornet is 2-3. NG Oni is 1-4. That is how it ended for Group A, heat number one. And now we'll be going to group number B, also with heat number one. So we'll be taking another set of pilots, four pilots coming in next, which are in the group sitting up ready on their pit area seat belts. Let's see what's happening. 25 milliwatts and Schreider, Anand, and Eagle Eye. Again, these are very, very competitive pilots. They have come in new, but I have seen a glimpse of some of their uh, stagings out there in the trials. So they would be giving us some kind of a surprise out here. So group number B can heat up, and anything can happen over here. It will be interesting to watch four pilots coming in for group number B. Okay, pilots, let's go now. Okay, pilots, let's go. Test race. Okay, we're doing a test race first for the second group. So just to make sure that the four pilots are ready to go, that's a test race for the four pilots. Okay, 25. Yeah, all of them took off. Okay, good. All right, let's go, pilots. Now we'll be starting round number one for group number B, heat number one. Okay, okay, 2 minutes have started for Anand. If he's not there, then we'll start with Anand. You have exactly. So Anand has just been disconnected. He was competing. So we have given him 2 minute timer max to come back on the disconnect scene out here. Yes, he's in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That will be calculated. There's a little bit of an error in the sheet. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go, pilots. Okay, the pilots are ready. Looks good. Anand is back. Okay, let's go, pilots. At the count of less than five. Getting some clue from the ground staff out here. Thank you, viewers, for tuning in mass numbers out here. We are expecting a big turnout of viewers for this episode number one. Season two has turned out to be starting in fantastic style, and we are so happy with the performance that happened in group number A. Group B pilots are going to take a little bit of a time. They are a mix of some bit of beginners and also intermediate pilots, so they'll be also trying to break through that 1 minute and some 30 seconds barrier, but it's going to be difficult out for them. So let's see what happens now. Let's follow the leader out here. At this point in time, 25 milliwatts has been a regular at season number one. 25 milliwatts is being really put out there. He is going in and out. Let's take a look at the F2 of 25 milliwatts. We haven't taken a look at for a very long time now. So that's 25 milliwatts in front of is going through the recharge gate. Look at that. A beauty of a track, really lit up in all those orange flavors. How do you like the track, viewers? Do let us know in those comments below, because those comments matter. And to us, the track looks so fantastic. It's really glowing. It feels like a different universe out here. Do let us know about how the track looks for you out there as a viewer. And the 25 milliwatts is crashing in, coming back. He's still leading at this given point in time. the first one mostly to cover lap number 3 and complete it. At those three dive gates out there, and those three dive gates are important. They are crucial if you have to maintain good lane discipline within this track, and you have to flow through them very, very nicely out there. And then look at those indications also. They are also very bright. Clearly tell the pilot as to which direction is to be gone through some of these track curvatures. It can be a complicated route to follow, but the pilots so far have navigated the track really well. So 25 watts completes his share of the lap. Now we go into Schneider FPV's view. There you go. He's at lap number 3, the second position pilot at gate number 15 at this point in time. Uh, those viewers who have just joined us, we are doing Group B stage. Group B stage pilots are a little bit slower, so just stay patient. Group A pilots were the fastest. So what we are doing now is going to complete the 5 rounds of Group B pilots of these pilots, and then switch away our attention back to Group A, which has the highly qualified pro pilots once again. But nevertheless, it'd be interesting to see how these pilots play the game as intermediates and beginners, and that's the kind of inspiration that also we need to give these emerging pilots of India, because they are the future face of our nation out here. And Eagle Eye is just one gate away, but let's stop over there, not a problem. Let's go with the point scoring 25 milliwatts and Schreider. Let's see what happened out there between 25 milliwatts and Strider. 25 milliwatts obviously won out there, so we score 1 point for 25 milliwatts. And then between Anand and Eagle FPV, Anand has clinched the deal. So Anand gets 1 point out here. Okay, let's go, pilots. Let's start the next one immediately. There you go. The round number 2 has started. After this, 3 more rounds are remaining for these pilots. And wow, a nice one. Nice look at the eye of the track from the Eagle Eye FPV. Eagle Eye FPV having some issues out there with his squad, damaging his squad again and again. Anand needs to throw in a little bit more consistently. So is 25 milliwatts. He's lost a little bit of an angle curve over there. So he has to really fix it really fast. If you do not do the gate properly, you are having to go back to that gate and you have to redo it once again. But Strider FPV has a very good pace over here, and so has Anand FPV. So it's interesting to see between Strider and Anand. They are right behind each other, and it's a very competitive now over here. Even with these intermediate pilots, they are doing and performing really well, I would say. Anand FPV is on our screen at this point in time. He's about 10 gates away from the nearest competitor, that's Schreider, and 25 milliwatts as usual. But look at that, Anand has been covering very good ground over here. Almost now 10 gates he has covered in the span of what 25 milliwatts has lost. So he's getting closer and 25 milliwatts. So absolutely a professional put up of performance out here from Mr. Anand Kachale. He might get a call sign for himself also, and he's new to this whole concept. But look at that, he's at position number 2 at this point in time, and he's at gate number 23. Let's follow 25 milliwatts. He's about to really close up this third track out here at lap number 3 and gate number 8, and 25 milliwatts looking good in the scene. He's going through the slaloms out there again, going through those inner gates, which can be really frustrating for the pilots if they get blocked through some of those ones. And we will also see 25 milliwatts cover the last part of this track before he heads over to that start finish gate. Look at that. We saw 25 milliwatts covering back in, and Anand FPV, Anand Kachale will also be coming in back to his gate. And Schreider is now entering lap number 3, and Eagle Eye is entering lap number 1. So Anand Kachale is spot number. We're just waiting for one more pilot, Strider, to complete his round. So let's see what happens out here. But need not wait. Looks like we need not wait, pilots. Let's go with the scoring, because both the Brigadiers have won 1 point against the Kalinga Crackers. So Let's start with round number three, guys. Let's start with round number three. Let's start with round number three, guys. Okay, Strider and Eagle, you need to stop flying right now. Let's start with round number three, please. All right, captains. Captains, was the scene and the update? Okay, Eagle Eye is disconnected. Captain, can you give me an update, please? Eagle Eye. Okay, so 2 minute timer has started now. We're waiting for Eagle Eye to come back and join. Uh, so till then, let's look at the track once again for viewers who has just joined us. Uh, Look at that track. It's beauty in the middle of a stone park. A lot of lighting over there also done, and it's a very convenient track for the pilots. A little bit of a challenge, little bit technical, but also in between the track has been kept flowy. The gate that you see that's just fiery right now is that recharge gate. That's important to keep the pilots going so that they can continue and complete the three laps right now. So right now we're just seeing a 25 milliwatts practice until we burn up that 2 minute timer. We wait for Eagle FPV. Okay, 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock remaining for Eagle FPV. Uh, 1 minute and 5 seconds now, and Eagle FPV needs to push really hard to come and rejoin this session. Otherwise, he has already lost the chances for Krakens out here. Krakens from Group A will have to really struggle it up if they have to now recover. If Eagle FPV does not join in, Eagle FPV is a crucial element. So the captains over here are responsible for keeping a command over their pilots. It's like a team formation. You have to know who's your wingman, and the wingman has to take control of the other pilots. All of them have to be in sync with each other, constantly communicate. If there is a communication disconnection like what we have, you lose the battle. And that's exactly the kind of correlation that we have seen in this kind of a format, a totally new format. What an exciting episode this has been, an opener between the Bombay Brigadiers and the Kalinga Krakens. So if you're from Bhubaneswar and if you want to compete, join the Kalinga Krakens the next time. It's still open. You can come and join in IDRL and you can set your leaderboard time, and who knows, the next pilot will be you the next weekend. So anybody can join in and on any given day, but for 8:30 p.m. on Saturday next weekend, you have to set a time on the leaderboard for one of your cities. So if you do that, then you can compete for your city. Okay, guys, let's go. Guys, let's go. There you go. We have five, four, three, two, one, and countdown begins for the four pilots. The pilots have taken off out there. 25 milliwatts should be in the lead, but now it's Anand and 25 milliwatts. The boys between Bombay Brigadiers and only Schreider and Eagle Eye. Okay, what happened to Eagle Eye? Okay, what happened to Eagle Eye? Okay, he's disconnected. Okay, fine. So we are continuing, and 25 milliwatts is keeping up his good work on the track. They are running one pilot shot, the Krakens, since Eagle Eye disconnected. And let's see if we can just mellow this down. And we don't need the chat out here, so we hide it, and that should clear up a little bit of more screen area for our viewers, and it should look a little bit much better now for your visualization. So we are doing a lot of 3D and F2 for our viewers. Let's jump into the FPV view of 25 milliwatts. Let's see what's happening out there. But I really like how Anand flies out here, because Anand looks like he's getting he's a beginner and intermediate, but he's looking so disciplined, except a few errors here and there, like getting the dive. The dive is doing a little bit. difficult for him as not a pro pilot. But Anand is really determined to make it happen. So until that point, let's see what the other pilot, if I got again a seasoned pilot. He's almost a veteran now. These sort of games, and the 25 watts has been competing even in the real world events for a long, long time now. So 25 watts will be interesting to see what happens now. But he's already in lap number, lap number three and hit number 25. So nothing for him unless he really screws it up start, and which he does not, and it takes a very first position. And basically, we're just waiting for Anand now to complete his part, and if he completes the second position, it will be all in for the Bombay Brigadiers. What an interesting name, right? Like, I mean, Brigadiers and Krakens. How do you guys feel about it? Brigadiers is like, it looks so cool, like Bombay Brigadiers. They're not even close to Mumbai. Good old fashioned Bombay is back. So Bombay Brigadiers and then Kalinga Krakens. It looks like a mighty name out there, a historical piece of value. The dangerous dragons. You can figure it out how the Krakens are going to look. The mythic creatures from under the sea. So those are the Krakens and the Brigadiers. And let's look at the scoreboard now. Again, 25 watts and Anand have clinched it up for their team out here. So we score 1 point each for them. It's a complete domination by Bombay Brigadiers. Okay, guys, let's start with round number four. All right, guys, let's start with the next round. All right, guys, 2 minute timer has started. Let's go. There you go. We're starting the fourth round now for these pilots out here. Looking fantastic now. And look at that flow. I really enjoy that flow coming in from that start gate. Every time that those rainbow of drones come in, look at that, how gorgeous it looks. And those dive gates are really adding that extra flavor. And even this, this gate and between those orange lightings, kind of saber lights you see, it's adding such a glow to the track. It's such a neat track and such very interesting. It's not completely a night track. It's like an evening track, but it's so pleasant to look at. And that's what is really drawing the pilots and the viewers to look at this from all angles. We are also looking at all the four pilots' eagle eyes back now in the game. Let's tune our attention to 25 milliwatts and see 25 milliwatts very consistent again. No more hassles for him. He's saying that, let's forget the competition out here. He's going to just chill out under that tree. Even if he crashes or something like that, and 25 milliwatts is just not bothered because he knows that he is the number one pilot in this draw of group number B. And we will be covering him until he just finishes his last lap. But let's look at Anand Kachale. And Anand Kachale is doing pretty well. Anand Kachale in FPP2, look at that 25 watts looking so good in his speedy run of that track. Look at that that we are seeing from 25 watts really crossing the hoops out here, jumping in and out of that arena out there, and the circles and the mountains in the background, adding an extra bit of lighting on the ground are those indicators. See those indicators giving exactly the route to the pilots as to where they have to do the track. And then we have 25 watts. Look at that. Oh, a little bit of a crash. 25 watts. You have to go back and that looks like he's done pretty well. And now let's turn our attention to Anand Kachale now. Anand Kachale is looking so very impressive. He's looking a pro already and coming in as a beginner slash intermediate pilot. He's already turned pro, in my opinion. Just a few hurdles to his oh, at that point, he is looking really impressive now because the dive gates were posing some little bit of an issue to Anand, but Anand has really dominated that lap. And Schreider now, let's look at Schreider if he's able to shred the track away. And you know, Schreider from the Krakens, Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles come to mind for me as a young boy that I used to watch Shredder, and that's what Shredder is doing right now. He's trying to shred apart the track and taking position number three. So that's the end of this round right now. And let's see the competition. 25 watts has won it, and so is Anand. So it's again a complete domination for the Bombay Brigadiers in this heat as well. And then the last round, guys. Let's get started right away. Let's get started right away. Okay, boys, ready? Thank you very much, viewers, for turning up in great numbers so far to our both Facebook and YouTube channels. I hope that you are really enjoying this magnificent season two opener between the Bombay Brigadiers and the Kalinga Krakens. If you are from the Brigadiers or the Kalinga Krakens or from Bhubaneswar, you should be really supporting your team over here, and you should be really proud that some awesome pilots are flying in to represent your city. And don't be disappointed. You can also come in at any given point in time. Just go to velocitron.com and download the simulator, get a license, and then we will announce a track by the mid of the week. Just set your leaderboard timing. And if your leaderboard timing is good to go, the first top six pilots, you will have a chance to also compete in the next city heat that happens with your city. The next weekend, it's actually going to be the Punjab. I believe Punjab boys are going to play the position on the leaderboard there. It's going to be Punjab against I believe Bangalore. So it's going to be very very interesting the next weekend. So all kinds of lineups are possible out here. It's going to be a season full of a seasonal. It's going to go on for the next 2 or 3 months. This particular season. At the end of it, we also have a magnificent grand prize for the pilots. This time we have more than double the prize money last season, and it's getting even more attractive to attract some of the best talent in this nation. It's helping us a lot. It's also helping us to promote the goodwill that the drones and FPV racing brings along. It's very, very educational and entertaining at the same time. And we want every person in India and the nation to know what this sport is all about. It can be so very amazing if its production quality is good. Fortunately for this track, the track itself was so full that we had to be minimal on the production side. And 25 milliwatts coming in at position 1 and 2. The same story for our number 5 that does the heat for Group B and complete domination out here. Anand and 25 milliwatts. Congratulations, Brigadiers. You have done the boys of Bombay Brigadiers points a clean 5-0 slate win of Group B in the first heat. So let's turn our attention to Group A now. A 1 minute break that we shall take before we head over to the first round of heat number 2. 1 minute break, and the pilots get ready, please. So what an amazing round. Let's go back to the sheet area because you would be interested of watching the sheet that happened between the group. We look at that complete domination. Bombay Brigadiers versus Kalinga Krakens, 25 watts, Strider and Anand and Eagle FPP. 25 watts shredding away Strider and Anand just shredding away that Eagle out there, Eagle Eye. Eagle Eye having no issue, Anand having no issues over Eagle Eye. 25 watts completely ruining Strider's performance. Any imports, it's 5-0 victory for the Brigadiers. They have shown their mettle out here. Dragons will have to really crack it up now, crack up and tune it up, and if they have to really come back into this championship. So let's look at some of the comments that we have received so far. Thank you so much for everybody who has joined us. What a support we have witnessed so far, more than the viewers that we have had in the combined season. Season episode number 1 has already kicked off with so many viewers tuning in. So let's quickly go through the comments one by one. Let's try to see if we find anything interesting over here. And let's see to one of the comments. Wait, there's one from Suicide Galaxy. Join the Discord community, purchase and install Velocity. Okay. And then Dave Powell says, दादा पता नहीं बस इतना पता है कि 25 million जीतेगा. So Dave Powell is actually he's looks like a foreigner, but he's typed in Hindi language. Again, Dave Powell says ज़्यादा पता नहीं बस इतना पता है कि 25 watch जीतेगा. So 25 watch, you have some good support over here. And again, Dave Powell had predicted Nishant and Tabata. Nishant 3, Tabata 2. That's what he predicted. So, Dave Powell, you're doing a good job out here. Continue supporting us. Smruti Swaroop. Then we have Devnath Nair. Then we have Amit Lal, Archit Kumar, Vikas Rajbar, Rahul Jaiswal, Renisha Budiwar. Then we have Ramaswarup Madhyay, Soumya Darshan, Ayaskanta Jena, Prashant Ranjan, Surjit Singh Deo, Shruti Swarab, Gary Tan, our love to Gary from IDRL, our D1 racing partners out there from Singapore, and it's going to be a blast next month. Them also, so many comments. If I've missed a few, apologize. Satya Pragyan, Swain, and then we have also, I should say, Aishwarya Mazumdar is also there. MD Azmal, Suicide Galaxy. What names there are? Suicide Galaxy. Aman Pandya, and Prince Dear. Prince Dear, you have been obviously the fan of the fans, and thank you, Prince, for always being there with us. So, guys, it's time up. Let's go back to the scenes. Are the pilots ready in the pit area? Okay, guys, are we ready to go? Group A, we are doing, guys. Group A. Guys, 2 minute timer. 2 minute timer has started. Okay, guys, quickly. What happened? This is heat number 2 for you now. So here, yeah, yeah. Right. So in this heat number 2, the only difference is that instead of having the pilots internally versus each other, they are having only the top pilot who wins in each round will take away that crucial 1 point for his team. So that's going to be the difference between staying alive in this championship and the race or not. That's how the heat 2 is different from heat number 1. Guys, 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock, please. We are just 1 minute away from starting, please. 1 minute away from starting. Okay, 45 seconds we can allot now. 45 seconds. So all the pilots are requested to stay alive and alert. Do not leave the server because you're going to. Okay, let's go. Okay, test. This is a test run. Some amount of initial adjustment always needs to happen because we are switching pilots over here. The four pilots are now replaced by the top two six pilots, and now this is interesting stuff that's coming along for you because now it's going to be getting so very interesting. All the top pro pilots of the Krakens and Brigadiers are out here now. So let's see what happens now. Okay, guys, time is up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Okay, there you go. And the pilots have taken off over here. We are seeing four pilots and five pilots on the track, and again six pilot. Hornet has also joined. So Oni in the lead right now. Dabata as the captain takes responsibility over there, and Dabata also coming in now. Look at that! Now we have such a high speed race between these pilots. So very interesting to watch between these pilots who takes the run over there. And Dabata looks like he is in solid lead out here at this point in time, and Tabata now going to that dive gate from the surface out there. And then we have Hornet right behind him. Hornet is from the same team, so both of them should not worry about anything because Nishant is trying to break the defenses, and Nishant is known to break the defenses. Hornet is really playing the wingman again, as we see for his captain lead of pilot. They are all fighting for the top position over here, and it's really up to Nishant now to win that crucial 1 point for his team. Already 2 laps are over, and these pilots are already into the third lap. So this is the lap that Nishant has to really put the five speed on, and he has to really push it at incredible pace if he has to take over Tabata. Tabata is the only one that he needs to even if he beats Hornet, it's not going to help. Hornet is in position number 2, and Nishant is about 11 gates away. But can Nishant come back from behind? No, but it's going to be a little late. It looks like as the Bata takes the win for the Krakens. And there you go. So that's the end, guys. Thank you very much for the part has taken for the Krakens. So let's score it up for Krakens now. This round is over of group number A, and Tabata scores it that crucial 1 point for Krakens. And okay, let's start. Let's start round number 2, guys. Round number 2. All right, guys. Round number 2. No more practicing, guys. No more practicing. Let's start. So we're just getting an update from the ground team over here. Any issues out there? What's happening? Guys, 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. We have set a strong 2 minute timer, guys. Yes. No, this is Group A. We are covering Group A. All. Yeah. All 5 rounds of Group A. All 5 rounds of Group A. Yes. So there was a little bit of confusion as to whether Group A or Group B is going, but Group A will be covering all the rounds. No, no. You have 4 more rounds, guys. Group A. Group A, you have 4 more rounds to go. After that, we'll be doing Group B 5 rounds. Okay, guys, please start. Please start. Yes. There you go. Pilots now taking off. In sync with each other. Tabata going there in the lead as usual. Backed by, oh, this time Nishant was big breakthrough. It's supposing to be such a trouble for Nishant. These ahead to pilots, Krakens. He's just not able to get through the defense of Tabata and Oni. Looks like Tabata and Oni have really played that game really well over here as captain and the wingman. They are not allowing Nishant to break the defense. Oni is really protecting his captain out here right now. While we see Tabata on the screen right now is in front of us is Tabata as he goes through the start gate now. And then Nishant has finally broken the wingman, but again you see Oni. It's a close encounter between these two. So let's tune into Nishant and Oni over here, and Nishant and Oni looks like they are competing ferociously over here. Look at that 1 gate of difference between each other, and now 2 gates. Nishant spreads apart. Oni now from different angles. Let's see what it takes for Nishant to maintain that lead. Nishant is really good at covering those turning angles at that gate. So that's where the button loses a little bit of a speed, and that allows Nishant to really cover the form that the Bata loses. And the Bata now going through that dive gate. Look at that, both those pilots. Wow, beautiful to watch both these two pilots in action. And let's oh, Nishant is now in the lead. Look at that. Wow, what a close competition. Tabata and Nishant head against each other, both at exactly the same gate. What a turning point this might be in the game, and the Bata has taken over. And Oni is allowed to come in now. What an unfortunate series of events for Nishant. He just crashed at that moment, and Dabata has completed and taken the one of first round. And that's it. That's the Krakens taking over this round for point number one again. And Dabata is doing some magic out there, and Nishant is just trying to do his best to really set and break grounds over here. So Tabata again scores the points. So let's see if we can quickly add this up properly. One and then one and right. So let's go back to the pit area. Okay, guys, let's start. Okay, 2 minute timer for Hornet has started now. 2 minute timer for Hornet has started now. Again, a disconnection we have experienced. We have told the pilots to really check their tech before the match. There should not be disconnections like this, but it may just be because of the internet connection. Sometimes some distant areas, not sure where Hornet is. He's plugging in and out. So we're giving him exactly 1 minute and 40 seconds more for Hornet to join in. And let's see some of the comments that are coming in. We have the comments that are coming in now are Kalinga, right? So Smoothie Swaroop says Kalinga, Surjit Singh Deo says Go JB Bhai. Prashant Ranjan says Odisha rocks. He's really proud of the Krakens, Prashant Ranjan. And Marshubham Bera says Go Kalinga as well. And wow, beautiful, beautiful this is. Guys, 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock for you guys. 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock remaining. And Aman Pandya says, Go Jivitesh, go. Lots of inspiration for the Bata out here, the captain of the Krakens. Should be really starting his C with a K, the captain, Kain. What is this, a practice or start? Okay, we are starting the race. Round number three is going on now, and the Bata taking the usual form of number one spot out there, followed by Napster this time. And looks like Nishant is not nowhere in the position right now. We are not seeing Nishant. Unfortunate for him. So Dabata, it's all up to NJ now. Let's see if NJ can really take the roost over here. It's going to be all up to NJ to go back to Dabata and really win the claim for the pilots out here of the Brigadiers, because Brigadiers really need to win over here now. Not that just the next one over here, but they need to win the next three rounds to have any chance at all to stay alive in this competition, unless the Group B pilots of the Brigadiers oh, well, they have done pretty well also. So let's see, it might equally balance it out here. So let's follow NJ. Overall, it looks like a very close competition between the two teams. We have to tally up the points and let you know what the position of these teams is. But so to speak, right now is NJ out there. You see, NJ is getting behind Tabata now, and Tabata, let's catch the FPV view of Tabata. It will be interesting to watch him. I haven't seen him in a very long time going to the view, and wow, what a wonderful pilot this is. It's so relaxing to watch Tabata going through that one. He's really dominating the performance now, and he should be really completing his lap three out here anytime. And that's the win for Tabata once again. Tabata dominating, taking that 1 point once again for the Krakens. This is going to be a washout, looks like. And round three is over. Let's go ahead and start round number four, guys. And Dave Powell says NJ go. He's a backer of NJ, but NJ unfortunately could not get himself ahead of the Bata at that point in time. And the Bata Arun Mohanty also is a fan of the Krakens captain. Archit Kumar Malik is also a fan of the Krakens captain. The Bata is loving and lit. That's what he says. So, guys, let's go now. Let's go. It's time. will be catching it through the eyes of the Bata. Race has started of round number 4. The Bata taking the lead and well ahead of the competition now. Let's take a view and slide in through some of the other pilots. NJ is far ahead, but Nishant is really covering ground over here. Nishant is really going behind the Dabada. Look at that. Dabada is right in front of him. Can Nishant really take the ground over here? And looks like Dabada is looking so good out there. Nishant might have to really accelerate on this position, but Nishant is really good at this curvature. So Dabada is about 3 gates away now, and Nishant is taking it another lead out there. But wow, look at that. What a good competition. So difficult to follow some of these pilots. They're going so hard on the track. They are really not bothered about the person that's behind or ahead of them. The captain of Krakens is leading by the example, and Cornet and Oni Wingman are far away behind. Nishan, the captain of Brigadiers, has broken the defenses of the Wingman and is now chasing the lead pilot, while NJ is also doing his bit as the airman in this case to follow his captain and cover and keep blocking Awning and Hornet. Any possible imminent danger from Awning is avoided by NG. Switch over to NG at this point in time. His captain's team. And wow, NJ is really looking for also. He's recharging the battery at his gate. Tabata is again in the lead. It's so close right now. Any good is game in lap number 3. It's so close. It's away between Nishan and Tabata. Just 4 gates away, but looks like Tabata has now won that position, and that is the winner's position for Tabata. Again, a clean sheet win. Points one allotted for Tabata. Kalinga Krakens having a complete washout, going over the Brigadiers, eating them out. The Dragons have emerged from the sea. Let's go with the final round, guys. Round number 5 has started. Let's watch the pilots now from a slightly different angle. There you go, the last and final round coming in of group number A, heat number 2. There you go, the pilots chasing them down in this spectacular view. Look at that. Looks like burning fireworks in the sky, lit against those orange stones of the red stones, and then have such a gorgeous track as a front drop over here, and it's magnificent, such enjoyable for the viewers, for the pilots. Warm colors on this track. We are welcoming each and every pilot and the viewer to really experience the full depth of this multicolored track. And the Bata, let's follow the Bata, the captain, leading again by example. Let's follow his beautiful to watch the Bata. Look at that, how he is jumping from one dive gate to the other. Nishan is coming in closely behind the Bata now, and the Bata coming down once again into the dive gate. Let's see if we can do that curvature properly and really speed it up behind Nishan. Nishan is not too behind. He's just about 6 gates away now, and the Bata will be in the lead if he does not waste it up, does not screw it up on any of the gates. Looks like he's in a good commanding position now as the commander in chief. Does not want the other captain to take and break any of the defenses. Only FPV Wingman is far out, and NJ and Nishant are really trying to cover up and fuel up their fighter jets against the fighter jet of Dabata. But Dabata's fighter jet is really so powerful right now. It's a fueled up and it can break through the enemy tank. It really does not need to stop. And Dabata, look at that. He's taken that lead once again and won it for his team. It's a clean wash, a 5-0 wash in this heat number 2. Wow, it's a 5-0 wash for heat number. And there you go. Okay, done with the group A completely now. And then let's look at group B. Group B pilots. Let's take a 1 minute break and start with group B heat number 2. So you all you 6 pilots, you are done. So 5 points recorded over there, and looks like we have messed up one of this point over here. NJ had one, it looks like, and Ronnie had zero. So it's 3 against 2 in this one. NJ got 2 points over here. Oni won that one against NJ Group 1, and Hornet scored 3 against 2 points. So let's look at the spreadsheet. In the meantime, we'll cover it up for you, those viewers joining us. This is Stay at Home Championship Season 2, Event 1, Episode 1. It's a beautiful, beautiful start. It's a firework of an opening. Exactly what we anticipated and even more. And Harshit says from Bangalore, a nice track, man. Thank you very much, Harshit. And next weekend is Team Bangalore versus the Urta Punjab. And Uttar Punjab is getting ready, and so will the Team Bangalore be ready for the next weekend. Anybody from Bangalore and Punjab, if you want to compete, any viewer or any pilot, just you have to become a member of IDRL. If you're not already, go to droneracingindia.com and sign up as a free pilot, and then go to Velocitron and download the simulator. Then we will announce a track in the middle of the week, and then you have to just set a timing. And if you qualify among the top six, then you will have an entry into the next one. But you have to belong to either Bangalore or you have to represent either Bangalore or Punjab. You have to be belonging to that city. You have to be got to be your hometown. And if not, if you're from say Chennai or other places, you have to wait for the other weekends when we have cities competing on that weekend. So we have a whole roster laid out. This is between cities now, the championships that we have laid out, and it's turning out to be beautiful, absolutely what we envisioned, far beyond. And that's because all the pilots are taking a great amount of pride in their city teams. They want to really see the city win, and they have come up with amazing names also like Brigadiers and Krakens. Really shows how much excitement there is in this championship. And one question that has just come in is that is there a Delhi team? Yes, there is a Delhi team also. If you are a Delhi team, Rahul Jaiswal, uh, just register on IDRL, then join our Discord channel, and we will get you into the Delhi team out there. And Dave Powell says, who all of are flying in Team Bangalore? Dave Powell, right now, we do not have an answer for you. We'll have to and check have to go and check this sheet as to who has signed up for Bangalore team, but it's a sizable out there. We need a minimum. We need a minimum of 3 pilots from each city. So if you have 3 pilots from each city, then you can compete in this multi-city franchise, and you can also start with franchise. The eventual goal is that once we get all the cities in, we can get all the pilots sponsored also that way. So that's the larger goal, and then we can have major sponsorships coming to you. So this is going to be a win-win situation for the whole of the nation and the pilots, and we are really setting, trying to make our production level as good as possible as anything else out. Okay, guys, now back to the championships, guys. It's now started to rain in Mumbai. If you're in Mumbai, it started to rain right now. But anyways, stay at home, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, guys, captains, please stay quiet. Yes. Let's switch back to our pit area. There you go. The pilots have taken over. This is between now the Group B pilots, where we have the beginner intermediate pilots. And last time there was a 5-0 clean sheet win for 25 milliwatts and Anand Kachale from the Brigadiers. So that might nullify the 5-0 loss that they encountered in group number A, the Brigadiers. So really, Dabata, as the captain of the Krakens, was the biggest and the most dangerous dragon that emerged from under the sea, and it really ruled the planet out there and took away a 5-0 win. Now we're following Eagle Eye. Let's see what is up to with 25 milliwatts. Let's watch him through another angle. Very interesting to watch 25 milliwatts. Super cool pilot, recharge gate being done right now. And once again, thank you, viewers, all of you who have been coming in and giving in all your support. This has been the largest turnout of the viewership that we have encountered so far. And that's because we have really upped it up. We have upped the game, we have upped the format, we have upped the production level, and we have taken this up to a new height. And hope you are all enjoying this magnificent championships that take in right now broadcasting from our Mumbai studios all over the world via our Facebook and YouTube channels. And everybody out there right now who is staying at home, everybody, most of the world is staying at home right now, will be tuned into this, and also our partners abroad and our colleagues and friends, and even if you have your friends and family, do let them know that such an amazing championship is going on, and the fact that you also can participate if you have a city team from India, if you are able to gather three pilots who can register for IDRL and you form a city team, then you are in this championship. So give it a go and register on IDRL right now and join our Discord channel, and we will take you through, and you will have the blast of a lifetime. Schreider, once again, we are seeing in at position number three right now. He should be able to fairly do the square lap quickly, but Anand Kachale is really being the motivator, and that's the end for the round. Again, the exact result, Anand Kachale from Bombay Brigadiers and the 25 milliwatts both have broken it up once again for their team in heat number two, and the Brigadiers score 1 point in this one, and 25 milliwatts gathers that 1 point. So let's go with the second round pilots now. And there you go at the count of less than five. There you go, the four pilots. You're now seeing it from a side view out here. Let's see how these pilots flow through the track. The different angles that we can employ, and even go and zoom into this one. And one other view that I wanted to show you actually. Let's see if we can take a quick view at that and see if not this one. I think it's G or K or something like that, or F. Yeah, that's the F view. And let's see how the F view looks like. Yeah, but not really playing it out. So let's switch it back to our usual view, 3D view. 25 milliwatts out there, and Anand Kachale really dominating art. And Strider FPV and Eagle FPV, if they have to have any chance, this time Strider is doing the laps a little bit better, I would say, than the last heat. He has mastered some of the elements at least, while 25 milliwatts is always been the favorite to win this competition of this Group B round, and having some issues out there. He's crashing in and out, but again recovering also really well in the same spirit. 25 milliwatts should not be able to face any more issues in the lap number three. Look at that dive gate. He's going from one dive gate to the other, and that's a pretty long dive gate that you have. It's a double up dive gate, and this is another flow that we are witnessing. This one is a quick shot turnaround kind of a dive gate. You have to quickly turn around and into that dive gate and come out on the other side. So that requires a little bit of an extra skill on behalf of the pilots. But 25 milliwatts, what a gorgeous pilot, showing us the complete view of this track and getting us through the race. And 25 milliwatts has won it for his team Brigadiers, as 1 point for Brigadiers once again. And let's go, guys, for the next third round quickly. There you go at the count of less than five. And we are just about three rounds away now from having given the total tally of points to you. And then we will tell you who has won the competition between Brigadiers and the Kalinga Crackers. 25 watts. Oh, look at that. Schreider is doing pretty well. He's just two gates away. It will be interesting to watch the race between him and 25 milliwatts. But Anand has really taken over the lead now, uh, giving Schreider a little bit of little less hope now in his recovery chances, because he's trying to penetrate Anand over here, his formation. And let's see if Anand can really hold it up. But let's see what happens. Strider not looking that good. If three gates away, But he's trying to cover good ground now. Let's look at that. Strider now back again to the race, but looks like he had a crash out there. Two gates away still. We are trying to cover Strider once again. Anand has meanwhile gone quite a distance and two gates in front of Strider. 25 milliwatts is leading it up. Let's watch it through the eyes of Anand Kachale now in this FPV2. Again, intermediate pilot Anand, but he's done so very wonderfully well. It is really difficult to distinguish between an intermediate and a pro pilot. We would call him an early pro pilot now. He's already got some good hand at this kind of races. Anand Kachale doing pretty well, going to the race gate, recharge gate one more time, and both of them are in gate lap number 3 and gates 22 and 14 respectively, 25 milliwatts and Anand. And it's a matter of time till 25 milliwatts really picks up the win once again. There you go. And 25 milliwatts. It's becoming a habit now for 25 milliwatts to clinch the win. Round 3 is over. Let's go with round 4 and then one last final round after round 4. Two more chances for the pilots of either of the teams to really go back and reclaim some of the points lost, especially for the Krakens, who have not yet won in group number B. It's been a complete domination of the Mumbai Brigadiers. The race has started out here once again, and 25 milliwatts and Anand. Look at that. Initially in lap number 1, all of them are in very, very close positions. But as the laps continue to fall out, then 25 milliwatts and Kachale really take the lead. But this time it's going to be Schreider FPV. Schreider FPV is really looking good. So let's follow Schreider out here. See, look at that. I mean, 25 milliwatts really coming in from behind. 25 milliwatts had to work a little bit harder this time around to get around Schreider because now Schreider is proving that he can be quite an aggressive player as well. He's no longer playing it coolly or even strategically conservatively. He's going all after it. That's what is exactly needed for the Krakens because without that they have no chance of winning this 25 milliwatts. Is really taking it up. Anand Kachale and Schreider this time. So let's switch our view to Schreider and Anand Kachale. They are within one gate of distance in each other. Let's see where Anand is right now. Oh, Schreider has taken the lead now. Wow, amazing. This is Schreider FP, but might get a little bit of a chance if he continues crashing like that and Strider hanging in there and Anand Kachale. This might turn out to be a good fortune of events, but 25 milliwatts looks like he's already taken it all away from any of the efforts that Strider or Anand would put in. Anand, of course, from the same team, and so it's mainly Strider. Even if he beats Anand, the point one will go all the way to the team unless we see some drastic crash from 25 milliwatts and a drastic comeback from Strider, which looks a little bit not feasible at this point in time as 25 milliwatts only 3 gates away as he comes back into the start gate. And that's the win for 25 milliwatts and the Brigadiers. And beautifully done out there. 25 milliwatts taking it up again in round number 4. And guys, last round coming it up uh, for the day, for the night. This is the last round. So any given team has to really throw its all out. Do not worry about the crashes or anything. Just give it your best. Let's start with the last round now. And we have some comments out there. Can all the Kalinga fans please chill? And looks like not a Kalinga fan is commenting about it because Kalinga Krakens, uh, oh well, looks like some kind of argument is going on with viewers on the chat as to which city they are competing. Lots of fans and viewers wanting to back their teams now over here. Okay, guys, All right, there you go. And now we see that 25 milliwatts is there out there once again. Schreider this time. I want to really see Schreider how he's doing it because Schreider is getting really good with every race. So I want to really follow him up in the first person view because look at that. He's not crashing that heavily. He's just taking a little bit of extra time than 25 milliwatts in some of the crucial gates out there, which is giving him into a result of following 25 milliwatts about just 3 or 4 gates away, which can be a little bit handicapping for Schreider at this point in time because he really wants to shred it away as much he wants to shred it away from 25 milliwatts. In no position wants to do that because he has to maintain that discipline on behalf of the Brigadiers for as the captain, as the leader in command, as the commander in charge, and Anand Kachale as his wingman in this case is really ruling the roost. And Anand Kachale, very pilot to look at as well. He's playing the wingman's role for his captain, fading away any kind of possible damage from Schreider and Eagle Eye, who are following him closely. And 25 milliwatts now should jump into the last and final lap. This is the last and final lap of the night. If Anand Kachali Schreider is able to come back, in all, Schreider has to go for it. There is no other way around it. He has to go every bit of his ounce of energy that's left in him. If he has to get that 1 point crucial for his team, we see his pace increasing with every lap over there, and he has to absolutely give it all his best. And that's what we are seeing. He's just about 10 gates away now from 25 milliwatts, but 25 milliwatts hanging in there with his comrade Anand, and 25 milliwatts in Saju, a perfect position to land with the win, and the Brigadiers a clean sheet for group number B, heat number 2, and a 5-0 win once again for 25 for the Brigadiers. So it's nearly 15 points over here for the Bombay Brigadiers, 15 points for Bombay Brigadiers. And let's go and take you back now to the score sheet because this is the final tally that we are doing. This is where it all comes down to. And Dave Powell says, "Bhai maza aa gaya." Thank you so much, Dave. It's really interesting. Your name sounds very international, but you speak Hindi. So, do give us some insight into what's going on over there. Have you converted yourself to an Indian now? 15 points for the Bombay Brigadiers and zero for this one from the for the Krakens. Not very good for the Krakens. And then look at Group B. If there is a turnout of events, let's see, we have Bombay Brigadiers 3 and then 2, which is, let's see, we'll just group this. We have, okay, 3 plus 2 plus 2 over there. And then, yeah, no points at all. So Bombay Brigadiers here were a little bit short, so that's 7 points for Bombay Brigadiers from group number A, and don't worry about that 3, that's not there. And for the Krakens, it looks like it's 2 plus another 3 points this time around. Plus we have 3 points again for the Krakens, and then finally over here we have Krakens take over a good amount of points, actually 5 points. But will that be enough for the Krakens? I don't think so. 11, 13 points out here for the Kalinga Krakens. So Bombay Brigadiers 7 plus 15 from Group B. That gives them a total count of 22 out there for the Bombay Brigadiers, and the Kalinga Krakens 0 from group number B. So the Bombay Brigadiers are the winners of this opener, a fantastic opener that just happened between some of the strongest teams in this race. Unfortunately, they couldn't just pick up in group number B Uh, uh, the the Krakens lost over there. They could have made it a lot more better for themselves, but the Bombay Brigadiers and so Mumbai this time wins episode number one. So what a thrill this has been! Yeah, Mumbai or Bombay, whatever you call it, whatever you want to call it. Now we call it Bombay because it's Bombay Brigadiers, the home of the Brigadiers. And Kalinga Krakens, they would be disappointed, would be going back to their undersea kind of uh, residence. They reside under the sea, the dragons, and they'll be having a quick meeting under the sea and see what they will have to do for the next episode and the next weekend. So let me just clarify once again: none of the teams will be seeing uh, will be playing consecutively on consecutive weekends. So next weekend we are planning for Team Bangalore versus Team Punjab. Punjab looks like they already have a name. They are calling themselves Uttar Punjab. The boys from Uttar Punjab, with all their mights, are going to take on the talent of the South from the Team Bangalore. If you're from Bangalore or Punjab, if that's your home city, then join IDRL, go to Plus Velocitron, join our Discord channel. We will put you in a team. You have to set a timing in the midweek track that we release. And if you have any questions, just join IDRL and post a question on the news feed. Download the IDRL app or go to the website droneracingindia.com. It's been an absolute thrill to have this new format. IDRL now is more than 2,040 members strong, and we are just growing every day. With this new format, we are planning to bring this gaming to as many people and make it as much accessible as possible to everybody out there. All you need is just a remote control, not even a goggle. You just need a remote control, which you can spend about 8,000 or 10,000 rupees, or get about a second-hand remote control. And get 1,600 rupees into it for the Velocidrone, and you are good to go. And you can win some major prizes over here, and also represent India in our coming championship partnership that's going to happen next month. We'll be announcing later during the towards the end of this towards the end of this month what's going to happen in our international partnership. So that was a fantastic wrap up. Now the Bombay Brigadiers have won 22-13 against the Kalinga Krakens. Let's see what happens. Tune in for the next weekend against Bangalore versus the Uttar Punjab. And till then, all of you, I hope you have a good night and good night's the rest of sleep. Tomorrow is a Sunday. Have a great weekend ahead. And do tell your friends, and family about this new and interesting stay-at-home championship. Spread the message, spread the goodwill, and join IDRL. Download the app, go to racingindia.com, and we will all meet you there. Till then, goodbye, alvida, and sweet dreams and sweet nights. Thank you so much for joining us.